Hello students. Today I am here with again the third part of Introduction to Emerging Trends. Let us start without wasting the time. Now I am going to explain about a new concept that is called as a big data. So what is mean by a big data? You can see this image. Okay, the sources of big data is explained here in this image or diagram, you can say. Within 60 seconds, these many data are generated throughout the world. Many people are using different apps, different softwares, different medias, and with the help of those, this much data is generated in every 60 seconds, means a single minute. I will just read a little things about it. Skype is there, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, then your Facebook Messenger, okay, like emails, then Instagram, Google, YouTube, Netflix, Wikipedia is there. So like this, so many, LinkedIn, many apps are there. With the help of that, a lot of data is generated. So that is called as big data. Let us move ahead. The concept of big data means what? See, with technology making an inroad into almost every sphere of our lives, data is being produced at a colossal rate. Today, there are over 1 billion internet users, and a majority of the world's web traffic is coming from smartphones, because that is most easiest method or easiest medium, smartphones. This figure 2.8 just we have seen, it shows that at the current pace around 2.5 quintillion bytes of data are created each day, and the pace is increasing with the continuous evolution of the Internet of Things, IoT. That concept we will explain. I will explain it later on. Let us see exactly what is the big data. This results in the generation of data sets of enormous volume and complexity is called as a big data. Such data cannot be processed and analyzed using traditional data processing tools, as the data is not only the voluminous but also unstructured, like your posts, instant messages and charts, photographs that we share through various sites, our tweets, blogs, blog articles, news items, opinion polls and their comments, audio video chats, etc. So many things. Big data not only represents voluminous data, it also involves various challenges like integration, storage, analysis, searching, processing, transfer, querying and visualization of such data. Big data sometimes hold rich information and knowledge which is of high business value, and therefore there is a keen effort in developing software and methods to process and analyze big data. Let us see some characteristics of the big data. There are 5 different characteristics for the big data. First is their volume, velocity, second one. Third is variety is there. Fourth one is their veracity, and the last is their value. These are the characteristics of big data. Let us see one by one there. Big data exhibits following 5 characteristics shown in figure that distinguish it from traditional data. First is their volume. The most prominent characteristic of big data is its enormous size, a very big size. If a particular data set is a such large size that it is difficult to process it with the traditional database management system tools, it can be termed as a big data. Second is velocity. It represents the rate at which the data under consideration is being generated and stored. Big data has an exponentially higher rate of generation than traditional data sets. It's a big rate, or we can say higher rate. Third one is there variety of big data. It asserts that a data set has varied data such as structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. Some examples are text, images, videos, web pages, so on. Veracity. Big data can be sometimes inconsistent, biased, noisy, or there can be abnormality in the data or issues with the data collection methods. Veracity refers to the trustworthiness of the data because processing such incorrect data can give wrong results or mislead the interpretations. So it is very important. Trustworthiness, that is one of the most important characteristics of the data, big data. Characteristics, last one, just which is fifth number characteristics, is their value. Big data is not only just a big pile of data, but also possess to have hidden patterns and useful knowledge which can be high business value. But as there is a cost of investment of resources in processing big data, we should make a preliminary inquiry to see the potential of the big data in terms of value discovery, or else our efforts should be in vain. So that value should be checked, whether the big data is good or valuable or not. The next point, very important, data analytics. Data analytics is the process of examining data sets in order to draw conclusions about the information they contain with the aid of specialized systems and software. Data analytics technologies and techniques are becoming popular day by day. They are used in commercial industries to enable organizations to make more informed business decisions. In the field of science and technology, it can be useful for researchers to verify or disprove scientific models, theories, and hypotheses. Pandas is a big library of the programming language Python that can be used as a tool to make data analysis much simpler. This Panda library we are going to learn in our next coming sessions. We have the Python syllabus in our class 11 and 12. So we are going to learn this Pandas in class 11. We are going to start very soon by these things. Let's move ahead. Next point is their Internet of Things, IoT. Just observe this diagram very carefully. The cloud is shown, that is internet, resembles as a internet. Then it is connected with many things, many appliances. You can see some vehicle, your smartphones, your many devices which are present in house, outside that, even house appliances also, electric appliances also, many things, many communication things are also connected with it. Let us start with that. The term computer network that we commonly use in the network is the network of computers. Such a network consists of a laptop, desktop, server, or portable device like tablet, smartphone, smartwatch, etc. connected through wire or wireless. We can communicate between these devices using internet or LAN. Now imagine, what if our bulbs, fan and refrigerator also become a part of this network? How will they communicate with each other? And what will they communicate? Think about the advantages and tasks that can be accomplished if all these devices with smart connectivity features are able to communicate amongst themselves. and we are also able to communicate with them using computers and smartphones. So these all devices, if they are attached or connect to the network, and if we can handle these all devices with the help of this network, so it will be very easy. Even we can use our smartphone, laptop or computers, any device we can use to handle these things. The Internet of Things is a network of devices that have an embedded hardware and software to communicate, means to connect and exchange the data with other devices on the same network as shown in the figure. Example, what is in that? Now embedded, I mean what? Embedded means hardware and software bundled together. They are bound together, and then this network of all the devices which is carry or we can handle by this devices, like your laptop, your mobile, means smartphone. At present, in a typical household, many devices have advanced hardwares like microcontrollers and software. These devices are used in isolation from each other with maximum human intervention needed for operational directions and input data. IoT, means Internet of Things, tends to bring together these devices to work in collaboration and assist each other in creating an intelligent network of things. For example, if a microwave oven, an air conditioner, door lock, CCTV camera or other such devices are enabled to connect to the internet, we can access and remotely control them on the go using our smartphone. From anywhere you can control these all devices. Next sub part of the Internet of Things, Web of Things, WOT. Internet of Things allows us to interact with the different devices through internet with the help of smartphones or computers, thus creating a personal network like PAN. But to interact with n number of different devices, we need to install n different apps. Wouldn't it be convenient to have one interface to connect all these devices? That is absolutely true. Why to install so many apps for separate app for a separate device? So it should be available that only one app can control all such things. The web is already being used as a system to communicate with each other. So will it be possible to use the web in such a way that all things can communicate with each other in the most efficient manner by integrating them together? Web of Things, what is it exactly? The WOT, it allows the use of web services to connect anything in the physical world besides human identities of the web. Human identities on web, it will pave way for creating smart homes, smart offices, smart cities and so on. So let us see that one example of that with some things like sensors. In what happens when you hold your mobile vertically or horizontally? In the picture it is shown. The display also changes to vertical or horizontal with respect to the way we hold our mobile or smartphone. This is possible with the help of two sensors, namely accelerometer and gyroscope. That is called as gyro. Accelerometer and gyroscope. The accelerometer sensor in the mobile phones detect the orientation of the phone, means vertical or horizontal orientation. The gyroscope sensors tracks rotation or twist of your hand and add to the information supplied by the accelerometer. The photographs are shown. First upside it is an accelerometer, that is horizontally and vertically. But gyroscope is like this, twisting, rotation, okay, diagonally, vertically, horizontally twisting. That is called as gyroscope. These two sensors are very important for happening such kind of activity. Let us move ahead to see many sensors. Sensors are very commonly used for monitoring and observing elements in real world applications. The evolution of smart electronic sensors is contributing in a large way to the evolution of IoT, Internet of Things. It will lead to creation of new sensor based intelligent systems. A smart sensor is a device that takes input from the physical environment and uses built-in computing resources to perform predefined functions upon detection of specific input and then process data before passing it on. So for your kind information, I have placed here one diagram. So one small mobile smartphone is given here, which is having almost 14 different sensors. You can see there accelerometer, gyroscope, magnetometer, barometer, proximity, light sensor, touch screen, GPS, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GSM cell, NFC near field, camera is there, front, back. So many sensors are available nowadays in smartphones. Okay, here is the very important topic now. The best use of big data and the Internet of Things. Let us see the picture. You can see here the colors are shown there, black line, yellow line, okay, the blue colored and the blue, that triangles are there in that diagram. You can study afterwards. I will upload the PPT, by that way you can read very easily. Let us move ahead for this new topic, smart cities. Nowadays there is a starting of creation of smart cities. Let's see how it will be. With rapid urbanization, the load on our cities is increasing day by day, and there are challenges in management of resources like land, water, waste, air pollution, health and sanitation, traffic congestions, public safety and security, besides the overall city infrastructures including road, rail, bridges, electricity, subways, disaster management, sports facilities, etc. These challenges are forcing many city planners around the world to look for smarter ways to manage them and make cities sustainable and livable. The idea of a smart city, as shown in the figure, makes use of computer and communication technology along with Internet of Things (IoT) and Web of Things to manage and distribute resources efficiently. This is the best use of Internet of Things and Web of Things and the computer and communication technology. Let's see how it will work. The smart buildings shown here uses sensors to detect earthquake tremors and then warn nearby buildings so that they can prepare themselves accordingly. The smart bridge uses wireless sensors to detect any loose bolt, cable or crack. It alerts concerned authorities through SMS. The smart tunnel also uses wireless sensors to detect any leakage or congestion in the tunnel. This information can be sent as wireless signals across the network of sensor nodes to a centralized computer for further analysis. Every sphere of life in a city, like transportation system, power plants, water supply networks, waste management, law enforcement, information systems, schools, libraries, hospitals, and other community services work in unison to optimize the efficiency of city operations and services. So this is about the smart city, my dear students. So if we work on these things nowadays, the people, the scientists, the technical people, technological people, they are working on such projects, and very soon in coming era, this kind of cities we can see, this kind of techniques can be utilized in our day-to-day life. So we should be aware with all these trends. That's why this all topics are involved in this emerging trends. So our topic of this smart cities, along with big data, data analytics, internet of things, web of things, and now smart cities, this I am going to end over here. So my dear students, watch this video very carefully, try to understand these all things, all emerging trends, and try to find more emerging trends in market, on internet, or by any other sources. And if you have any doubt, whatever I am teaching you here, you can ask me by WhatsApp. So till that time, do study very well, my dear students. Stay home, stay happy, and stay safe. And don't forget to subscribe my channel, YouTube channel. So till that time, bye bye.